Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Snowball giving you another Snowcast, and today we've got a Zerg versus Zerg. Figured we'd do some mirror matches going on. I know you don't really see a lot of mirror matches on YouTube as much as you do other matches because some people say they're not exciting, whatever, something like that. But frankly, my two favorite matchups are ZVZ and TVT. I know a lot also about PVZ. That's also one of my favorites, but ZVZ and TVT have such a dynamic range of different openings and different movesets that you can actually do, different build orders, that you can actually have a very, very, very dynamic game with either one of those two matchups. It seems like either one doesn't really matter here. We've got the red and green kissing right here, going into the other base. They know where they're at. See, yo, yo, yo. Dimaga versus GGNaugrim. So, I don't know if you guys know, Dimaga is a very famous player. He's been playing ever since the beta, and he used to be a Terran, possibly? No, he was thinking about switching, but he ended up, he's Zerg right now, so he's a very interesting player. He likes to do aggressive builds usually, from what I've seen from Dimaga. But either way, Zerg vs Zerg is always going to be an aggressive game. It's just how the nature of the drone mechanic works. One thing you really got to watch out, since both players have the mechanic of, do I make workers or do I make units? The main thing to focus on is when you're making units, you have to do damage as a Zerg to your opponent whenever you make units. Because if you don't, the other player will get ahead in drone count and he'll have a better economy. So right now we've got both players playing a hatch down at 15, it looks like, and Dimaga is going for a 16 pool as well. Oh, 16 extractor. So neither one has a spawning pool down yet. I have not seen this build actually out yet. There we go. There's the spawning pool down for GGNaugrim, and here he's got his pool, and shortly thereafter Dimaga's laying down his pool. So a very economic opener by both of these players. They're both choosing to build their expansions, which strangely enough, people say, oh, Zerg can expand quickly. They can get the extra base for the extra economy. Well, it actually works both ways because of the way the drones work. You can get the extra base, and you can just pump out speedlings and roaches if you want to and put an insane amount of early game pressure on your opponent with the extra hatchery. So just because a Zerg player is getting a second base early on does not necessarily mean that they're going for a heavy econ build. In fact, a lot of times, especially if they're going with a lot of speedlings, they will get the second base just to make the Zerglings, so that they can make a lot of Zerglings and just flood your base, around 40 food, something like that. So both of their hatcheries come down. They're both making 2 queens as soon as their spawning pool's up. So we're looking at mirror builds right now. Both players getting the metabolic boost right when the spawning pool's done. So we will be seeing some speedlings on both sides, which every single Zerg game, almost every single Zerg game, involves getting the metabolic boost for the Zerglings. So that's just one thing to remember, is the first 100 gas with most people's Zerg orders builds are the metabolic boost. Not saying there are not bad builds, or there are good builds. There are not good builds that won't use this, because I have seen some one-base Mutalisk play that is actually, if you catch people off guard, it's actually really nice. But for the most part, just stick off with the metabolic boost early on, and your Zerglings will move at incredible speeds. And especially in a Zerg vs Zerg, mobility is key. Usually they have to make the decision between roaches and Zerglings. The banelings are there if somebody goes just for Zerglings. So you'll see people either do Zergling Baneling or Zergling Roach, and then they'll go into Banelings. There are about 20 different ways to get to what seems like the same mid-game for Zerg. So keep that in mind. There are about 100 different ways you can open as a Zerg player, but the end result ends up in you having roaches, Zerglings, Banelings, and then from there you can go into Mutalisks, Hydralisks, Infestors, or whatever you may have, and eventually Ultralisks. But it's very interesting, the different dynamics that you can play as a Zerg player for the early game. So we've got a scout going down by GGNaugrim. Not really doing too much, just scouting with these 4 Zerglings. Gonna see what's up. He's got a base going on. He's got Banelings, so he sees the Baneling. He sees the double evolution chamber, so it looks like Dimaga is really going to commit to these speedlings. He's gonna get +1 attack and +1 carapace at the same time. And if you get the 1 armor on the Zerglings, you actually protect them against getting one-shotted by a Baneling, because a Baneling does 35 damage without any upgrades to a Zergling. So with that 1 armor, Zerglings will actually take 2 Banelings to die. So it's a very strong upgrade to get. Oh, he gets the missile upgrade and the carapace. Looks like he's going for a lot of roaches right now. And GGNaugrim's got his roaches to protect. His 4 Speedlings are just going around to scout the entire map. Did a very good job. As you can see, the Overlord placements from both players is very, very nice. If you look on the mini-map right there, you can actually see. And we've got Dimaga's trying to make some Banelings in the corner, but they get spotted by GGNaugrim. So he's just going to be able to take these out for the most part. Not, oh, he does cancel it, so looks like he's not going to be able to sneak in the Banelings right there. But as you can see, the Overlord placement, you can see everything on the map. I can just go to one player. You know, we've got right here, we've got Dimaga's just checking out like half the map, and then we've got GG is got a very good spread on his Overlord, so he can see everything that's going on. And right now he's going to push out with these roaches. It looks like he's got a lot of Speedlings coming out as well. This is another nice thing to do, is since roaches are a lot slower than Speedlings, make your first batch of units with the roaches and then make the Speedlings to catch up. So by the time you get to the base, you've got all the roaches and all the Speedlings for an amazingly powerful push. And see, he made all of these units with all of his drones. And instead of the drones, if we look at the unit count, we can see the drone, he's got a heck of a lot less drones. He's only got 26 to the 44 of Dimaga, so he did a very nice timing. He had to do a bunch of damage. It looks like he's doing a lot of damage, taking out all of the army, and Dimaga has to tap in the GG. So that's just a good demonstration of how to balance your drones with your army and a Zerg versus Zerg because of its dynamics, and how a very nice timing on the creation of your units can cause a very nice win. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Stay tuned. I've got a TBT coming up. This is Snowball. I will see you later.